When you're drinking your coffee at dawn or at dusk, have you ever wondered how it got from the plantation into your cup? Whether it's an art or a science, marketing and supply chain management are what keep our brands moving from supplier to store to you. Brew up a fresh start to your career and study online with the IMM Graduate School. Visit imm.ac.za and stir things up a bit. Choose from certificates, diplomas and degrees in marketing and supply chain management. 2 industries where IMM graduates are the first choice in job placement. Practical, international, industry accredited. The IMM Graduate School is registered with the Department of Higher Education and Training. Apply now.
Good morning, everybody, and a hearty welcome to you all. I know we are all busy, so I'm most grateful that you joined us today for this open day. It's going to be fun and it's going to be insightful. And I know that it's going to give you the information you need to make the important decision about your future with the IMM. I'm Anissa Fielding. I'm your host for today. And so please sit back and enjoy the information that we're going to share with you. I'd like to encourage you to please do put any questions, comments that you might have in the chat section of this meeting. We've got a whole host of my colleagues on standby to address any one of your questions. So thank you once again, and let's get on with the program. All right, so from my perspective, I want to open with a very apt quote by John Dewey. He said, "If we teach today's student as we taught yesterday's, we rob them of tomorrow." And if you think about that, really, it's very, very apt in today's world, given what's happened to us in the last 18 months with COVID. We've literally had to change the way we do business, so to say. And the IMM, and what I'd like to say, though, is COVID's not the only thing that's pushed us kind of over the edge to say, how do we relook the way we do business? Our customers are asking for something a little different. The world is demanding a change in the way we work. So our academic team are quite rigorous in terms of liaising with other academics, with industry, with governing bodies around the world and in Africa to make sure that we stay on top of what's happening in the world of work. There was a discussion I attended with the African Marketing Confederation the other day, where it was noted that the speed of change in terms of adopting technology is what we would have been doing in 3 years' time, we are actually doing now. So that rate of change has sped up because what has happened with COVID. And the same has happened internal to the IMM. We are doing things differently today. We are doing things in a way that are innovative, not only at a technology perspective, but in the content that we deliver to our students as well, and the way we deliver this content. But before I get into the rest of the presentation, I want to share some quite few insightful facts, fun facts with you. We're a private teaching institution or learning environment, but we make use of a whole host of industry experts, as I mentioned. We've been around for over 60 years, so we've got years of experience behind us. We know what we're doing. Our students think so too, because they tell us that, and you'll hear from a few alumni a little later. But we've got wealth of experience in terms of marketing specifically, because that's where we initially started. We have grown our expertise on the business and the supply chain side over the last few years, and I'll talk about that a little later. But we have strength in numbers when it comes to our academic team as well. We've got 22 supervisors that are assisting our MPhil students, our postgraduate students. 19 of those have PhDs, 3 have master's degrees. We've got 9 e-supervisors assisting our honors students. 5 of them have PhDs and 4 have master's degrees. Just a few interesting facts. We've in the last semester, first semester of 2021, we had over 9,300 students write exams with us. We've had 54,600 assessments marked. And you can just imagine the operational back end supporting our students and making sure everything runs smoothly. So we've got this wealth of experience over the last few years that has stood the test of time with the IMM. And it's slick. You can imagine the turnaround. A student writes an exam, submits an assignment. They want to know very quickly what their marks are, and we have the operations behind us to assist in making sure we deliver to our students. We've done over 14,000 online e-masterclasses, and I'll talk a little later about e-masterclasses. But we've had over 71,500 registrations processed in the last 3 years. So you can see from an operational perspective, we've got what it takes to make sure we can service our students both locally and internationally. So let's talk about our grounding as the IMM. What holds us to account in terms of the quality of our qualifications? And we proudly say that we're a private higher education institution that is registered with the Department of Higher Education and Training. All our qualifications are accredited by the DHET and quality assured by both the CHE and SACWA. And that's extremely important. SACWA holds us to great standards. It's a standard indicator where other institutions worldwide that have qualifications on same levels, and we're associated with SACWA, can see our qualifications of high standard and high grading. So it's important for us to maintain the quality that is required by the CHE and SACWA. And we do this through rigorous quality assessments on a regular basis as well. And we've got a team of individuals in the IMM that keep us in check to make sure that what we do, not only operationally, but from an academic content perspective and a delivery perspective, is held to high regard, held to high standard locally and internationally. Proudly so, we are recognized internationally and we are endorsed by the industry. And what do I mean by endorsed? You know, you can go into certain publications and where there are recruitment advertisements, sometimes our qualifications are asked for by name, and that makes us truly proud. Many organizations only employ students that have qualifications from the IMM. I know that because when I worked for a financial institution, they specifically, top of mind, their HR environment said to us, we hold the IMM in great regard, and therefore please consider that needs to be top of mind when considering qualifications out there. So proud to say that. We're also members of the African Marketing Confederation, which I mentioned a little earlier, as well as the Association of African Universities. This is fantastic because we network in Africa, we understand Africa, but we bring an international flair as well. And this network, we just the AMC, the African Marketing Confederation, of which the IMM Institute is a proud member. We had the relaunch of the AMC this week, and it's been incredible to see the caliber of guest speakers all on the African continent, and it made me proud as a marketer and as a member of the IMM to say we're associated with this body. Proud to say as well, our marketing qualifications are accredited by the Chartered Institute of Marketing in the UK, and our supply chain qualifications are accredited by the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. This means that by completing a qualification with the IMM, you will have credit into stepping into doing a qualification through these institutes, and proudly obtaining then an additional international qualification. So we're continually looking at ways in which we can uplift our qualifications at an international level for our students. We have students across the world, not only in Africa, not only in South Africa. Our students are represented in 25 countries. There is a list that you can potentially see on your screen now. So it's vast, and we're a true distance learning, but with moving into as well a combined delivery model as well into the future. But distance learning is what we've been known for, and we have the technology, we have the individuals, the support staff, and the network that's there to make sure that we future-proof our students for the world of work. Getting back to our faculty, I think in terms of a quality perspective, we pride ourselves in terms of our academic rigor. We make sure our qualifications are industry relevant. At the end of the day, we've got to make sure our students are employable. And to make them employable, we got to make them job ready. And that means not just providing them with academic insight. It also means equipping them to take that academic insight and knowledge and actually apply it in the world of work. In other words, future-proofing them, making sure that in 30 years' time, an important factor is to ensure that our qualifications can deliver in 30 years' time and make sure that they stand the test of time over the next few years. Our academics, I mentioned I'm part of the academic team. My colleagues and I make sure that we keep the content current. We make sure that we have a look at what our competition is doing locally and internationally. We make sure we understand what the job environment, what the work environment requires of our students. We host workshops with representatives from various organizations and ask them, what do you expect from our students? What do you expect when they step into the world of work they need to be equipped with in order to do the job that they've been employed to do? So our academics are constantly looking out for industry trends. We keep abreast of cutting edge changes in the industry. Things are changing at a pace second to none, and we need to be responsible as marketers, as supply chain consultants or managers out there to ensure that our students, so we've got to make sure our students have the most up-to-date content. And that's our key role as part of the academic team, is to make sure that our content is rigor. There's rigor in our content. There's industry relevance in our content, etc. And I think Martin Luther King Jr. coined it when he said, the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. So it's not just about the content. We've got to see our students as an all-round individual that comes with a life out there. Our students work. We've got to take that into consideration. Our students some of them are out just stepping out of school, stepping into university. So we've got to treat our students as the human, the constructive and whole human being that they are. And we've got to make sure that they understand that what we're offering is one tool that helps them become ready for the world of work out there. So, and it's important that we don't just impart information. That information gets conveyed in a way that it results in a knowledge bank with that student, which allows them to think critically. It allows them to think strategically, and all of that will help them function successfully in the world of work going forward. I want to share some more facts around the academia. We have an expansive team of academics that support the core faculty, academic faculty at the IMM. There are over 100 academic associates supporting our students. In the academic team, for example, we have 5 professors, we have 15 doctorates, we have 24 individuals with master's degrees, 15 MBAs, 17 honors degrees, and 2 LLBs. So you can see there's strength in the number of individuals that we have out there, but also in their experience and their qualifications. So our students can rest assured that they're getting the best of the best when it comes to academia. We also have an academic board. They are our governance team, for want of a better description. It's comprised out of members, 6 internal individuals, individuals from internal to the IMM, 4 external members, which all are professors, as a matter of fact, and 3 members from the private sector. So you can see the great blend, not only from an academic perspective, but also from an industry perspective, happening at a board level with the IMM as well. And we pride ourselves and make sure that we retain this foundation, which then helps us set the building blocks for exceptional qualifications that get offered to our students. The qualifications that we offer, in a nutshell, we'll talk about this a little later in the presentation. We offer higher certificates, diplomas, degrees, postgraduate diplomas, honors qualifications, and then obviously master's qualifications as well. Specifically today, we're going to talk about marketing. I'll present that a little later, and then my colleague Terence will get you supply chain as well. So it's all, for us, it's all about future futureers, creating futureers, people who have great business acumen, who happen to be, but they happen to be brilliant marketers or supply chain managers. And so that's what we're all about. So guys, before I get on to the next section, I just want to reiterate, if you've got any questions, please put them into the chat box. We'll get to them a little later. I want to talk a little bit about our delivery model. We have what we call eLearn. That's what it's known at for our students. It's our virtual campus, so to say. That's where all our knowledge is housed, our content, our tools for our students, and it's vast. It's vast and it's easy to navigate. And I want to quickly share with you a little bit of the support that is available. There is so much, I can't get through it today, but just to give you a bit of some of the important bits. So we have interactive study guides. So you can listen to your study guide. You can annotate on your study guide. And a study guide is in addition to your textbook. This is where we also update regularly on information that's happening. So the Poppy Act came about. It's important we share this information with our students as and when it becomes available. We have e-masterclasses I spoke about. These are 45-minute sessions where students have live access to their lecturer, where key concepts around each module is discussed with students. We have e-discussion forums where students can liaise, engage, chat to their peers, their other students, etc. We have an e-pacer that allows a student to plan and prepare. Life happens, so we need to come prepared when we study, especially in a distance learning environment. We've got an e-library, which gives our students access to journals, latest articles, textbooks, etc. And there are thousands. So you are not left in the dark when it comes to access to other information as well. We do all our assignment submission online. Our assignment feedback reports get presented to our students online. We have e-workshops to prepare our students for exams, and we also obviously provide supplementary exams for those students that do require that support as well. So you can see there's a whole host of support mechanisms available to our students, and I only mentioned a few. So why would you want to study with the IMM? I'd rather turn that around and say, why not? And I'll tell you why you should study with us and why you should not potentially look elsewhere. Besides that, we're a fantastic brand and a whole host of amazing people that are there to support you. There's we get into continuous engagement with the industry. And I've mentioned this to you before, to make sure that our modules are absolutely stress tested against what's available out there. Our lecturers have a vast and a knowledge base on the academic side, but also from a practical perspective due to their world of work. You get holistic exposure to the field of marketing and supply chain. The world out there is challenging and it requires progressive levels of critical thinking. And we try to instill that ethos in our students and through the way that we teach and the methodologies and the support structures that we put in place for our students. We are very practically driven. A lot of our courses have case studies. There's some modules that have gaming components to them. And so we use real life, up-to-date case studies to take our academic content and make sure students can interpret it in a practical level, make it implementable, in other words. And we have extensive online support, as I mentioned to you a little earlier. I hope you enjoyed that brief overview of the IMM as much as I do, and I did. I've been affiliated with the IMM for a number of years, both from a student perspective and now working with the IMM. And I must say it's a brand that I fully endorse and absolutely love being associated with. So I hope that information gave you insight into what we are and who we are and what we offer. I'll be talking a little later about the qualifications, the marketing qualifications, but what I want to do now is just introduce you to a few videos on our alumni. These are individuals that have studied with us in the past. You'll note that they're all successful in their own right. They sit in positions in organizations that are well known and most of them are responsible at a very high level for marketing within these organizations. So over to looking at what our alumni have to say.
As marketers, we need to be flexible and agile. It's really about understanding the business strategy and how we connect with our customers, both in their hearts and minds.
It becomes very important to know how to play the game to stay relevant everywhere there are marketing messages.
They never treated me as a student. They treated me as somebody who really wanted to further myself in marketing, and they respected that and they supported that.
I just think I was able to hold a confident conversation with other marketers once I started to do the IMM and achieve the degree that I did.
If you really are into the marketing world and you love marketing, you love brands, you're definitely going to enjoy IMM.
So to all the new generation students about to take that IMM journey, I promise you, the infinite and abundant opportunities that await you are just incredible.
Welcome back, everybody. In this section of the presentation, I'm actually going to chat to you about marketing and the industry, and then obviously give you an overview of the marketing qualifications that the IMM offers. Just a little bit about myself in the marketing space. I've had over 30 years experience as a marketer in the services industry, basically in banking, telecommunications, and the like. I've also had extensive experience in advertising agencies, brand agencies, and activations agencies. And marketing is absolutely my passion. I studied with the IMM. Some of my postgraduate qualifications are with the IMM. And I can tell you one thing for sure, in my time in the corporate world, when we were looking for individuals to fill positions in the marketing division, we would specifically look for individuals that have marketing qualifications. So many of the corporates out there ask for our qualifications by name. But let me get into introducing you to the industry itself with a few interesting facts and some information I'd like to share with you. What are the most important qualities that a successful marketer needs to possess? And I'd like to share a few of these with you. So, for example, you need to be curious and innovative. You need to be innovative in terms of your thinking. Curious. You need to be creative. You need to have great people skills. At the end of the day, it's about communication. You need to be adaptable, sales-minded. You need to be objective in your views. I always say to students, always as a marketer, put yourself in the shoe of the customer. How is the customer thinking? How would you react to this message, this communication, this advertisement, this digital experience that the customers are going through? So make sure you have the right perspective, the perspective from the customer. You need to be thick-skinned. It's a tough world. There are a lot of us out there, but there might be many marketers out there. But what you want to be is an exceptional marketer. That's important. You need to be a good listener and observe. Listen to your customers, listen to your peers, listen to your competition. It's important. You need to have a collaborative nature, very diplomatic in this environment, competitive, decisive, honest, and opinionated. Yes, opinionated, because it's about conversing. It's about understanding the world that you're functioning in as a marketer. It's about taking stand about something, whether it be your product, the service you're offering, whatever it might be. And I want to add something else to this mix. It's about, and you need to be lazy. I say that tongue in cheek. The hard solution is rarely the best solution when it comes to marketing. This is especially true in the field of marketing. Great marketers are lazy enough to find smart and simple solutions. Sometimes the best advertising message or best campaign is purely simple and relevant. So I say tongue in cheek, you need to be lazy as well. Not lazy when it comes to your studies though, but lazy in the world of work in the right way. So I want to quickly share something interesting with you. The other day I was reading an article and it was all about what are going to be the careers that are going to have a fast boom and relevant into 2030s, in other words, into the next decade. And this is a study done by Business Insider. You can actually go and read more about it on the internet. And the role of marketing manager features as number 26 in that mix. So yes, marketing is going to be relevant into the next few years, but relevance doesn't mean it's marketing of the past. The relevance in terms of marketing now means marketing is all about big data. Marketing is about technology, how you use technology to make sure you can deal with a customer of one, for example. So marketing itself as an industry is innovating. CRM, in the old days, as when I studied as a marketer, technology wasn't really part of mobile marketing, wasn't even on the radar. Digital marketing, social media marketing wasn't on the radar. So it's important as marketers that we keep up to speed. Your study does not end once you've got a qualification from the IMM. You have to continually stay abreast of what's happening out there. A few facts I'd like to share with you. No 2 days in the world of marketing is the same. It's one of the fastest growing industries. There's a huge need for marketing professionals. And when I talk marketing professionals, these are individuals that see themselves as the future CMOs in any blue chip organization, or for that matter, running your own successful marketing consultancy, marketing agency, or mainstream business. It's a very social career, which makes it great for individuals, I say both introverts and extroverts. Some of the best storytellers in the marketing field are introverts, but it's a fantastically social career. And what is fantastic about marketing? It's universal. In other words, you can be a marketer anywhere in the world. So you see why I think marketing, maybe I'm biased, but I love the field of marketing. And one thing I realized when I worked for some top organizations, some top blue chip organizations in South Africa, and the world was literally my oyster. I could, with my qualification, go into any environment in the organization. And the reason being is I had a mentor who said, marketing is the business and the business is marketing. Marketing as a function is central to any organization. In other words, marketing is not renegated or seconded to a marketing team in an organization alone. Yes, there's the marketing team that guides the marketing process, but marketing is the responsibility of every individual in the organization. Every touch point is an opportunity to communicate and impress the customer. So that includes your driver, the person answering the telephone, the individual serving the customer over the counter, etc., whatever that might be. So marketing, from my perspective, allows you to become a brand manager, a sales representative. There's a whole list of these: data scientist, director of a digital marketing agency, market research analyst, a marketing specialist, a marketing manager, a CMO, a public relations manager, an account executive in an advertising agency, an event manager, a copywriter, a social media manager, a search engine optimization specialist, and the list goes on. It is a fantastic career that gives you a great scope in the world of work, locally and internationally. I just want to quickly ponder on our qualifications a little bit with you here this morning. So in the space of marketing, we've got a higher certificate in marketing, which is amazing. You can now actually move from a higher certificate into one of our qualifications. It's a year-long qualification. It's fantastic for someone that's starting out in the world of marketing. We've got a diploma in marketing management. That's something that's what the IMM is best known for. And in the past, that was the backbone of the IMM. We have then what we call the BBA in marketing management and the BCom in marketing management and marketing management science. The BBA is definitely a marketing qualification, someone who knows that they want to become a chief marketing officer one day. day. So in other words, it's very marketing specific. Your main modules in this qualification is naturally marketing, business management, and then finance management, with a few electives as well. So it's a true marketing qualification. The BCom Marketing and Management Science, which is also a marketing qualification, but it also allows you the opportunity to specialize in either supply chain management or project management. Your other modules also include things like business management, and there are obviously a whole host of other modules in each of these qualifications as well. And these are qualifications that are very popular in the industry as well. We have a whole host of postgraduate marketing qualifications as well. We've got the postgraduate diploma in marketing management, the BPhil honors in marketing management, and the MPhil in marketing. And I'm sure that we will do an open day, specific open day just on postgraduate programs into the future, because it's such an important and very different focus area than your undergraduate qualifications. And my colleagues will take you through that at that session. Then 2 guarantees in the world of marketing. Marketing will never go out of fashion. And to tell you the honest truth, marketers make things happen. It's almost the heartbeat of an organization, I like to say. So from my side, I'm very proudly say I'm a marketer and I love it. And you're more than welcome to chat to us outside of this session today if you want to have any more information on what the world of marketing holds for you.
You have big dreams for yourself. To spread your wings. To travel. Back yourself with a great education. Open your eyes to a world of possibilities. A world that awaits your greatness. Practical. International. Accredited.
I'm now going to introduce you to my colleague, Terence Hermanus. Terence has been an academic associate with the IMM for over 10 years. He's got a wealth of experience in the supply chain management side, and he's going to share his knowledge with you on this industry, but also take you through the supply chain management qualifications that we have on offer. Supply chain, as you know, has been pushed to the forefront with COVID. And in fact, I was just watching a documentary on television the other night, an international documentary by the BBC, where they were talking about the issues that supply chains worldwide have been experiencing because of COVID that has happened the past 18 months. So exciting times at the IMM. We've focused over the past few years in developing some of the most incredible qualifications in this industry. So over to Terence.
Good day to the parents, to the educators, and especially to the learners. From our side, Terence Hermanus, thank you very, very much for the opportunity to chat to you about supply chain management today. It's really a privilege, and thank you. And hopefully I can shed some light on this often mystical world and often hidden world of supply chain management. And as a parent, I also know what the parents are going through right now when they're trying to get to grips and try to encourage the students to make these make career choices that are, that's going to sustain them for the rest of their lives. It's an exciting time, but also a daunting time, because how do we know if we're making the right decisions, as parents and as learners? And it's not easy because the world has changed, and we're living in a world that is absolutely moving along at a pace that very few industries, fields can keep track of. Traditional careers like pilots and the medical fraternity. I mean, nowadays we have autonomous flying aircraft. We have we're using artificial intelligence to detect diseases. And the traditional career fields are becoming fairly saturated, and it's crazy to think that, the concept of gamification, playing a game or playing games is actually a real career. And I think for us as parents, we struggle to get to grips with this new phenomena that playing a game is a real job. Um, but we're living in difficult and fast-paced times. And the idea is to prepare yourself and to educate yourself in a career field that is going to be relevant and be able to pay the bills ultimately in 10, 15 years' time. And I like to quote Elon Musk here, and he says, I could either watch it happen or be part of it. And I think that captures the essence of the field of supply chain. You can't, you need to immerse yourself in the field to understand how it works. And being part of the change is not easy. You think you got a handle on what's happening out there, and suddenly the industry pivots and you get left behind. But I think we're very proud of what Elon has done and the amazing fields of science that he's opened up. But let's focus on the field of supply chain management now. It's an often hidden field, and I'd like to sort of magnify it a bit for you and take you into the world behind the scenes. We 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 love Woolies, and we often think Woolies is great at buying great products. They are, but what keeps those products, at the optimum temperature and the freshest, crunchiest apples? And it's a supply chain. And often people don't understand how they do it and what gives a brand like Woolies the competitive edge. So at the IMM, I think they've been agile enough to keep their programs all relevant. They've pivoted at the right times, and supply chain courses are certainly at the forefront of industry training. So there are two qualifications at the higher certificate level. Should you initially want to gain access there, the one is in export management that focuses obviously on the import and export industry, and the other part is in supply chain management. These articulate both articulate into the BCom in international supply chain management. And I mean, we live in an international world. We're shopping from Alibaba, we're shopping from Amazon. So we know we need to understand how the international supply chain works. And once you complete that degree at the undergrad level, you can then further articulate into the BCom honors in supply chain management. So those are the course structures on offer. And yeah, let's get into some of the detail around the careers now. So the field of supply chain is actually quite interesting because previously it was embedded in a very specialized industry, and it was associated with a sort of a niche market. And that has changed quite dramatically over the last, I would say, the acceleration over the last, I would say, 5 years. But since COVID has arrived in our world, it has absolutely gained momentum. And so it's put the focus on supply chain specialists. And whether we're going to the store trying to buy a new car, whatever we're hearing the word, we don't have it, we don't have stock. So the world has suddenly uh, realize that the world of supply chain is actually integral to our lives and our daily lives, what we're eating, what we're wearing, what we're driving. So in terms of career options, there are many. You could go into distribution management, supply chain finance, procurement, demand planning. The world of IT or information technology or information communication technology has become embedded in the world of supply chain management and no longer is the separate entity. The field is now fully integrated, and you have supply chain managers who are sort of making the decisions up front about how the business is going to align itself to new opportunities. Can we put our products there? Can we deliver our services there? So the supply chain team is starting to be instrumental in making all the decisions for the large brands out there, South African and international brands. So in terms of careers, the field that you're moving into is a fast-paced field. It's things are changing quickly. If you in the logistics side of it, you could be your stock could be on a container vessel carrying 18,000 containers, unheard of. One container vessel can be carrying containers, that stretches 100 kilometers long if you should pack those containers side by side. It's an exciting field. It's fast-paced. I would probably say quite a bit of pressure as well, but that comes with the territory, but it's financially rewarding. Supply chain planners across the world are being paid, in many cases, they are demanding the top salaries within organizations. So if you are skilled and you are sought after in your field as your career pathing progresses, certainly you will always be headhunted, and you can often then just shift into different industries because the skill set is not exclusive to a particular industry. So you can move from fast moving consumer goods into textiles, into clothing, get involved with brands like Zara in the supply chain side. Zara is a success story in supply chain management in their own right, because I don't think any retailer out there can bring fashion from the catwalks of Milan and Amsterdam and Paris and bring it into store in 28 days. That's the supply chain. So as much as it is a specialized field where you really need to understand how demand management works, how inventory management works. So those are the specialized fields within supply chain where you can sort of, once you do a generic qualification, you can even specialize in inventory management, or you can specialize in demand planning or manufacturing, warehousing, distribution. So you have that option to specialize. But more excitingly, potentially, is the fact that the world of supply chain has sort of merged into other worlds, and the world of technology is embedded firmly into the world of supply chain. And today we're speaking about terms, everybody talks about artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud-based computing, 3D printing. So these worlds have merge with the world of supply chain, and it's an exciting time. These days we can sit in our office and we can watch a shipment moving on the ocean, in the air, on the ground. And if we phone the driver of the truck and he said we're stuck in traffic, we're going to be 5 hours late, we could tell the driver, I'm looking at the traffic patterns on the road that you're on, and there's no congestion. So AI is incredible. We can determine whether the temperatures inside packages have been compromised. So artificial intelligence and technology is firmly embedded in this field, and we cannot conduct any discussion about new career pathing without the discussion of disruptions. And the coronavirus has been one of the major disruptions, of the 21st century. But if you recall, and I noted this with keen interest, when the World Health Organization convened their first meeting, they had the brains trust of the entire medical fraternity of the world. They had, doctors specializing in virology and all sorts of medical fields, but 20% of the team were supply chain specialists. And that's quite interesting. It shows you that the field of supply chain is now cutting across so many different sectors. But the coronavirus has highlighted the field, has elevated the field of supply chain, with ports shutting down, airlines shutting down. Suddenly, everybody's talking about supply chain. So the field has been elevated. And yes, the explosion of e-commerce has also significantly contributed to that. We are shopping online more. Brands like Checkers 60, Woolworths, Pick n Pay, they're all trying to get their house in order so that they can make sure that, this new world order of us shopping online and don't we love it is taken care of. And ultimately, it's a supply chain function, whether it's a warehousing, whether it's the e-commerce platforms. Amazon is absolutely flying. I think if Jeff Bezos could buy another 20,000 trucks, he would. It's incredible, the growth in the platform. In South Africa, brands like TFG, the Vashini Group, incredible growth. Imperial Logistics, in terms of new business, 6 billion rand in the last financial year. Checkers declaring dividends, 44% growth, and that is because they've gotten their supply chains in order. So it's exciting times for these South African brands as well. And it's not easy making a choice about the career field. You're flooded with options, and supply chain is certainly one to consider. It is a field that is unraveling and developing, and if you're able to get into the industry, you've got options, you've got flexibility. We live in a work from home world, and that is the world of supply chain management. Interestingly enough, in a study done in America recently, the young generation sitting, on the seats next to you there, they actually refuse positions because it never had a work from home option. That's quite interesting. So thankfully, you can be assured that, if you've got a computer, you can work in the world of supply chain, and you have this ability to enjoy the other pleasures in life. And so that's just some insights into the field. I hope you found the little discussion interesting from our side. Thank you very much for the opportunity to share some of my thoughts with you and some of the developments in this exciting field of supply chain. Thank you for your time. Good luck with your matric exams. I hope it goes well and make great choices. And it's only, in terms of your time management, make the sacrifices now. The next 5 years will shape the rest of your life. Make good choices, work hard, don't put yourself under too much pressure, manage your time well, and all the best and good luck for the future.
You see things others don't. You have a special power, the ability to turn chaos into structure. Back yourself with a great education. A mind like yours, with a degree like ours, is in great demand. Release your potential. Practical, international, accredited. Bachelor of Commerce, BCom, in International Supply Chain Management.
Thanks, Terence. You'll all agree that was truly insightful. In fact, maybe not, but if I was reconsidering going into a different field than marketing, I might definitely consider supply chain management. It seems that there's a whole bunch of innovation that's going to happen in this industry and going forward, and it's definitely the industry for now. So truly on point if you're considering this as part of your career journey going forward. Now it's time for me, and with pleasure, I'm going to introduce you to Irene Gregory. Irene is head of the Institute of Marketing for South Africa, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about some exciting developments on that side. Irene, over to you.
Hi there, I'm Irene Gregory, National Head of the IMM Graduate School Student Support Centres. The IMM Graduate School stemmed from the Institute of Marketing Management, which was established in 1948. This industry body has been reinvigorated and will provide students of the IMM Graduate School with a professional development module. Students will have the opportunity to rub shoulders with marketing professionals at networking events, learn from industry specialists at these events as well as the annual conference, be at the forefront of marketing trends through the Institute's publication, as well as publication from our partners, the African Marketing Confederation. Students will be able to attend online short courses at no cost and will also have access to job opportunities through the Institute's corporate network. At the end of each year, students will submit a portfolio of evidence on their learnings through the industry events and publications and will receive a certificate for the module based on this evidence. But more than a certificate, students will be exposed to the marketing industry and graduate with a wealth of knowledge that no textbook can provide.
Thank you so much, Irene. We really are looking forward to some interesting information in the future from the Institute of Marketing. I know that there are going to be many exciting developments and events that come out of the Institute. So good luck, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens next. All right, guys, so next up, I'd like to introduce you to some of our current students. It's always good to hear from individuals that are currently studying from us. They will give you some practical insights into how they've experienced it, what their thoughts are, and why they're studying with us. So enjoy.
My name is Visanda. I'm a DJ student studying BCom Marketing.
I'm Leandra. I'm doing my first year in a BCom in Marketing and Management Science.
I'm Mishanya Naika. I'm a first year student at IMM.
My name is Marlies Leroux. I think that's my default honours in marketing management.
And my name is Justin. I am a third year at IMM.
Hi everyone, my name is Sandile. I'm a graduate as well as a student at IMM.
IMM helped me to make an informed study choice.
A good friend of my father recommended studying here.
Here, you have a more personal experience. Ons klas is klein, intiem, persoonlik.
I find IMM has a very flexible schedule.
Almal help jou met enigiets wat jy meestal sou sukkel.
They are internationally recognized.
Die aanlyn klasse is ongelooflik gerieflik. Jy kan dit doen van waar ook al jy is.
The stuff you learn really does make sense. You feel like you really are able to connect with them and they really care about you and they care about if you succeed or fail.
At IMM is amazing, so are the lectures.
I love and appreciate the support that I get from the staff.
It is baie vriendelik en baie behulpsaam.
I have wonderful experience with the staff. I love the access I have to ask questions and get assistance from them.
The personal touch at IMM from lecturers and head of campuses was so important to me.
I'm still looking forward to many more great experiences.
It's just different to other institutions.
So I'd love to tell you about our scholarship program that we have just recently launched. We, as the IMM, are giving away 300 scholarships to students that want to study in the direction of marketing or supply chain management. The qualifications that are relevant here are the BBA in marketing management, our Bachelor of Business Administration, and then we've got the BCom Marketing and Management Science. And then in supply chain management, we have the BCom International Supply Chain Management. What we're looking for are learners who are divergent thinkers. You must be curious, logical, and analytical. So I think this is an opportunity that you should definitely grab. We did put the invitations out to your schools. So please, if you are interested, contact us and we will definitely send you the information. You have until the 15th of October to apply. You'll see it's a very, very simple application process. You need to answer one or two key questions and then submit some important documentation. So guys, get out there. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. And I'd love to see your name up amongst those that are going to receive a scholarship. So guys, we've come to the end of our session and I want to thank you once again for joining us. I know, as I said earlier, you're all very busy, but it's been worthwhile. Your career is something that you need to think about. And I hope we gave you some serious food for thought. I hope you are as enthused as I am about what we have to offer at the IMM. And if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to get in contact with us after this session, and we'll definitely guide you in the right direction. But you're welcome to stay on for a few more minutes. The team are on standby to answer any questions you have. So thank you once again. And I hope to hear from you soon. In fact, everybody at the IMM hopes to hear from you soon. Have a lovely weekend.